Hello, welcome. I'm glad you're joining us this morning or afternoon or wherever you are. So it's a bright, sunny day today, and I actually see a rainbow on the computer screen. That's how bright and sunny it is. Maybe you're seeing the rainbow too. That would be kind of nice. So I'm Monika Lupean with Salisbury Yoga and Wellness Center, and I'm offering these free videos to support you on your journey. If you feel inclined to support my endeavors, to be with you all, to help guide you through this process, please go to salisburyyoga.com to make a donation. Thank you. And that message is out of the way, so let's get started. I'm calling this Flow with Your Breath. So find a comfortable position on your mat. If you have a couple of blocks, it's nice to have blocks handy. If you don't have yoga blocks, don't worry about it. You can do without them. If you have a blanket or a big pillow or a couple of big pillows for final relaxation, you might keep those handy as well. So find a comfortable, you can see I'm sitting with my legs kind of crossed. If that doesn't feel appropriate for you, feel free to stretch your legs wide. The most important thing is to sit up tall. So I'm removing the flesh from my sits bones so I can sit a little bit taller. And if you like, close your eyes and let yourself arrive. This class is going to be like a meditation in motion, moving the body while grounding the body and the mind. Coming back to the breath again and again. So as you begin to notice your breath, notice the inhales, notice the exhales. And perhaps deepening your breath. So you're inviting the inhale to become a little deeper, and then allow the exhale to become a little slower. Again, don't force the breath. Don't force the breath ever. Just find the rhythm and the depth of the breath that works for you. Breathing into the belly, the rib cage, the chest. Breath moves up towards the collarbones, and then exhale from the top to the middle to the bottom. Exhale all the way to empty. Maybe the navel comes in towards the spine a little bit. Inhale, filling the belly, letting the breath move up towards the rib cage, up towards the collarbones, and then exhale all the way to empty, drawing the navel in and slightly up. If you know Ujjayi breath, that's the ocean sounding breath done by slightly constricting the back of the throat, making the breath more audible. You can add that. That's always helpful to occupy the mind. And if you don't know Ujjayi breath yet, you might inhale through the nose and then exhale and whisper Om as you exhale through the mouth. So inhale through the nose and then inhale through the nose, exhale. You can start to add the arms to the breath, bring the arms to the sides, and as you inhale, Arms float out to the sides and overhead, maybe even look up. Exhale all the way back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms out to the side. Get tall, but get tall by pressing the sits bones down into the ground. And the next time the arms are overhead, release the left arm down towards the ground and lean a little bit towards the left as you exhale. And then inhale both arms overhead and exhale the right arm comes down and you're just tilting a little bit towards the right. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Inhale up and exhale. Right arm down, and one more time each side. Inhale up, exhale, left arm down. At your own pace, always listen to your body more than you're listening to me, so honoring what your body needs. Inhale, both arms up, and as you exhale, come into a twist, bring the right hand to the left thigh, the left hand behind you, look towards the left shoulder. Inhale, unwind, both arms float out to the sides and overhead, and exhale, come into that gentle twist to the other side, left hand to right, knee or thigh, right hand behind you. Inhale, let's do that 2 more times. To center, exhale, twist, very gently. Inhale, rise, get taller, push the ground away. Exhale, come to the other side. And again, finding length, spaciousness in the spine, finding the hips, the buttocks, the thighs grounding down into the earth. Inhale, both arms overhead, palms touch, and then exhale, slide your hands to your heart. And pause for a moment, press your thumbs towards your heart and your heart towards your thumbs. And perhaps set an intention for your practice, the why. And maybe your intention this morning or today is to be with your breath, to let your breath occupy your mind. You'll notice the mind wanders away, and your job is just to come back to the breath again and again and again. Releasing the hands to the knees or thighs now, and then begin to rotate your torso. Inhale towards one side and then to the front and all the way to the other side, scooping out the back, leading with the sternum, the center of the chest, and following the breath. Take care to let your head follow the sternum as well, so you're not leading with the chin. Make these movements as slow and deliberate, or make them a little faster if your body would rather move faster. My body says it feels really good to move slowly. Find a turnaround point and reverse the circles. Throughout your practice, whenever you remember, come back to that Ujjayi sound. The Ujjayi sound, that ocean sound or Darth Vader sound, come back to stillness. That making that sound really occupies the mind more and keeps you more in the present moment. So you're giving the mind another layer to pay attention to and to be with. Make your way onto hands and knees, coming into table position. Again, coming to your breath. Your fingers are grounded on the mat. Your fingers are spread out and you're pressing down into the first knuckles of the fingers. And as the inhale finds you, let the tailbone rise, the belly goes low, the heart comes forward, the chin up. And then exhale. Gather the belly in, tuck the tailbone under, the chin under, and round the spine up to the sky like a Halloween cat, moving back and forth with your breath. On the inhale, excuse me. On the inhale, you're stretching the front body, pulling the heels of the hands towards the knees to stretch the front body even more. And as you exhale, stretch the back body, push the heels of the hands towards the front of the mat, moving with your breath. Again, your movement may be faster or slower than I'm guiding. Your job is to really listen to your breath, listen to your body. And your breath is a barometer as to what your body needs. So if the breath becomes labored and choppy and short, then back off a little bit so that you're doing a little less. The goal is to keep the breath flowing and smooth throughout the practice. On the next inhale, come back into table position, neutral spine, and then make your way into child's pose. Child's pose is a resting pose, so you can bring the knees a little bit wider if you like. You can make a pillow with the hands for the head. It's very comforting often for the brain to rest on something soft. You can come back to your Ujjayi breath or just take a break from the breath. Just allow the breath to be natural here. So feel free to come into this or any other resting pose throughout the practice to really listen to your body. When you're ready, come back up into table position. Bring the knees about hip distance apart. The fingers are fanned out. You're holding the mat with all 10 fingers. Coming into downward dog. Tap the toes, lift the knees and the hips. Make your way into that downward dog. And just kind of walk it out a little bit if you like. Your heels are probably not touching, but you might bend one knee and bring the opposite heel down. Look under that arm where you're pulling the heel down, and then do the same thing on the other side. Come up high on the other toes, bend that knee and pull the opposite heel down. Maybe do that a few times side to side. When you're ready, walk the feet towards the hands. See how slow you can make this movement, staying up on tippy toes and walk your way forward. Keep your knees bent so you're not stiff-legged. And then just hang for a moment. Take the image of a wet towel draped over a chair. Imagine your torso, your upper torso, your torso just hanging, and breathe. And then slowly peel up to standing, come all the way up. Movement feels so good. You might shake it out a little bit. And since you're at home and maybe by yourself, just do whatever you want. Be silly, be lazy, be more active, whatever your body wants. This is your practice. So let's do a little bit of hip circles just to open the hips, step the feet a little bit wider. Stay with the breath. Soften the knees, and then start to circle your hips. You can keep your hands to your hips or just kind of let the arms follow. Lubricating the hip sockets. Stay with your breath and reverse the circles whenever you're ready. And let's do a little more kind of moving the joints to loosen up the spine. Bring the feet maybe a little bit wider. And then empty coat sleeves. Let your arms wrap around your hips or your thighs. You might inhale through the nose to center and then exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Make your ha's as loud as you like. Ha, 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 ha. Maybe your arms are wrapping around your waist. Ha, 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 ha. And slowly come back to standing. Wiggle it out if you like. Anytime, just add those wiggles if you like. So we're going to add our upper body flow again while keeping the legs in mountain pose. So grounding the feet, press into the, spread out the toes, press down into the ground. Maybe line up the hips over the ankles. Maybe just gently bring your pelvis forward and back a little bit to find neutral pelvis. And I'm actually going to turn to the side so you can see my alignment, and maybe you can work on yours a little bit. We're all works in progress, right? So press down into the feet, line up the hips over the ankles, lifting the rib cage off the hips a little longer in the back than the front to create length and engagement in the waist. You're pressing down into the feet. You might bring the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them back and down so that the shoulders are rolling away from the ears. And imagine there's a plumb line that comes in through the top of the head, and it goes through your body and lands between your feet. Stay with the breath. Press down so your legs can be very active. You can keep the knees a little bit bent and you can push the ground away. If you do that, you can even feel the abdominal muscles hugging in a little bit. Staying with the breath. Begin to add the arms. Inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead. Maybe look up, push the ground away. Exhale, arms back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, push into the ground to rise up. Exhale, back down. And again. And on the next exhale, let the left arm reach down the left thigh. The right arm reaches over. Inhale, both arms up, and then exhale, reach down towards the right thigh. Inhale, back up, and then come into that twist. Bring the left hand to the right thigh, the right hand behind you. And then inhale, unwind, arms come overhead, press the ground away. Exhale, wrap the arms around the hips or the waist. Inhale, back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, back down. Your legs are still very strong and active. And the next time the arms come overhead, bring the palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause for a moment again. Press the thumbs into the heart into the thumbs. And then step to the front of the mat. We're going to add more movement to our flow. Stay with your breath. And again, start with 3 sun breaths. Inhale, arms out to the sides. Maybe look up, press the ground away. Exhale, down. Again, inhale up. Your legs are really active, so you're not just standing, like kind of slouchingly. Your legs muscles are engaged. On the next exhale, arms come up. As you exhale, bring the right arm down towards the right thigh. Lean the left arm over, and then inhale. Right arm floats back up. Exhale, left arm down. And inhale back up, come into that twist. Exhale, wrap the hands around the waist. Inhale, unwind, arms float up to the side, feet press the ground away. Exhale, hands wrap around the waist. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, get long. Exhale, wind. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale up, last time. On each side. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Keep the knees a little bit soft, the legs are engaged, and your belly is hugged in. I see that my head is lifted a little bit, so keeping, again, that straight line from the tailbone to the top of the head. Exhale, down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs or to the hips. Breathe, lengthen. And exhale, back down. And 1 more time. And exhale, down. Take a big step back with the right foot. Sink the right knee down, coming into low lunge. This is where if you have blocks, it's nice to have the blocks so that kind of under the armpits. I'm going to model without blocks because you might not have blocks. So you can keep your right foot tucked and press through the right knee so you're not hanging out on the, press through the right foot so you're not hanging out on the right knee. Or you can untuck the toes and press the top of the foot. So you're pressing the foot down to take the weight off the knee. And breathe. If you like, bring the arms out to the sides and overhead. And then exhale, arms back down. Inhale, arms out. 2 more times. Exhale, back down. Stay with your breath. And on the next exhale, bring the right arm down towards the floor. Tilt the left arm over a little bit. Inhale. Right arm up, and then exhale, come into that gentle tilt towards the left. Inhale up, and then the twist. Wrap the arms around the waist. Inhale, unwind, arms overhead. Exhale, wrap the arms around the waist. Inhale up. You can always rest if you're doing too much, or keep flowing, or even do more. We have 1 more on each side. Inhale up. Exhale, wrap. Inhale up, and exhale, wrap, and then bring the hands back to the heart, and bring the hands to the floor. Step the right foot back into table position. Let's do some more cat and dog tilts. Inhale, heart forward, tailbone up, chin up. Exhale, tuck the belly in, round the spine, away from the mat. Back and forth at your own pace. Really feel every vertebrae in the spine participating. Feel the muscles in the abdomen being stretched as you inhale and let the belly drop low. And then activate the muscles in the abdomen to roll up towards the spine on the exhale. Back and forth. Inhale back into table. Make your way down onto the abdomen. Hands alongside the chest. Elbows hugged in. Get long. Coming into cobra. Shoulders rolling away from the ears towards the elbows. Inhale as you get longer. Chest and head rises up. Try not to lead with the head. And then get longer as you come down. So you might just be coming up an inch or two. This is not like a push-up, so I'm not pushing into my arms and lifting the chest up as high as I can. I'm lengthening and using the muscles in the torso rather than the muscles in the arm. Exhale back down. Do as many of these as you like. You can also stay stationary and really listen to your body. You can stay upright for several breaths if you like. Or if you've had plenty, then lie on your belly in Anavasana. You can make a pillow with the hands for the head like we did in Child's Pose. Or if you want a neck stretch, turn the cheek to one side and just sink into the mat. If you did turn your cheek to one side, you might turn the opposite cheek to the mat too, just to explore the neck on this side. Anytime you like, you can bend the knees and interlace your feet side to side to release the lower back. Bring the head back to center, hands alongside the chest. Gather the belly in. We're going to inhale up into table or straight into downward dog. So either come through table or tuck the toes, gather the belly in, come up all the way into downward facing dog. And then walk it out in downward dog. So I'm going to give you an option. Anytime you're in downward dog, you can stay stationary, you can walk it out, you can sink the knees down and do some cat and dog tilts or something else. Or if your body really wants more oomph this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're practicing, when we're in downward dog, anytime we're in downward dog, if you like, pull forward into plank like the top of a push-up, and then hike back into downward dog. And do that a few times, coming forward like the top of a push-up, and exhale into downward dog. So do that anytime you like. I'm going to model staying in downward dog. Again, another option is to come into table or take a resting pose, come back into child's pose. So whenever you're ready, and again, take that long, slow stroll towards the front of the mat, keeping the knees soft. And just breathe and hang, soften the knees even more, sweep the arms out to the sides, press the ground away, inhale up. Exhale, hands to the chest, pause and arrive for a moment. Maybe wrap the arms around the sides of the rib cage. And we're going to keep flowing. Inhale, arms out to the side. 3 some breath. Exhale, back down. Inhale, arms out to the side. Get tall. Exhale, back down. Again, I'm not just standing. My legs and my belly are active. On the next exhale, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the right arm towards the right thigh. Tilt the left arm over. Inhale, back up. Press the ground away. Exhale, left arm comes towards the left thigh. Come back up, come into that twist. Bring the left hand to the right hip or waist, right hand to the left hip. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, wrap. You can always stay still if this is too much movement for you. Just with the hands to the chest or hands to the hips. Last time, to the left, inhale up, exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs, lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Hug the navel in, the hands are to the shins or to the thighs. Find the length. And exhale, back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway up, rise up, hug. I might have a tendency to lead with the head as most of us do, so I'm trying to keep my chin tucked, and then exhale down, and 1 more time. Strong, active muscles in the legs, in the abdomen, all the way up towards the rib cage. Exhale, back down, and then take a big step back with the left foot. Sink the left knee down, coming into the lunge. Line up the right knee over the ankle. Again, you can keep that left foot tucked, or I'm going to model untucked for right now. Breathe. If you have tender knees, feel free to put a blanket under the left knee. And also press into that left foot so you're not hanging out on that knee. And let's do the arm flows. Again, you can stay stationary, keep your hands to your hips, or come into child's pose anytime you like, or table. Inhale up. 3 some breaths, exhale, back down. Inhale up, press the ground away, rise up, exhale, back down, and again. On the next exhale, the right arm comes down towards the hip or to the floor. Inhale, back up, press both feet into the mat, and then exhale, left arm comes down. Inhale, back up, and then come into that twist, gentle twist. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist as much as your body wants to. Inhale up. Take care not to overdo. 1 more time each side. arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Step the right foot back into table position. And now bring your knees wider, bring your arms wider. Fingers are holding the mat. And start to circle the pelvis. So bringing the pelvis to one side and then forward, all the way to the other side as far as it'll go. And then wind it around towards the tops of the toes. Over to the other side, to the front. And you might be flowing with your breath, so perhaps exhaling towards the back and then inhaling towards the front. Or if your movements are slower than your breath, just keep the breath flowing and even and smooth as much as you can. You're welcome to speed up the movements if you like. You're welcome to rest if you like. So I'm not a slave driver. I'm urging you to listen to your body. Reverse the circles if you like. Every time you remember that Ujjayi sounding breath, add it either with the mouth closed or whispering as you exhale. When you've had enough, make your way down onto the abdomen. Let's do some more cobra. So again, lengthen. The hands are alongside the chest, not in front of the shoulders. And if your elbows are down on the ground, then slide your hands back until your elbows come up and your elbows are hugged in towards the rib cage. Inhale, lift. And exhale, get longer as you come down. So you can stay in cobra. If you know upward facing dog, you can continue up and then lift your hips and your thighs up. So just the tops of the feet and the hands are down. Again, you can stay in cobra and exhale back down and do that a few more times if you like. Whenever your body says that's enough, then rest on your belly in Avasana, making a pillow of the hands for the head or turning the cheek to one side. Let out those letting go breaths whenever you like. It's one of my favorite things to do. And if you like, turn the head to the other side if it's turned to one side. Again, you can bend the knees. So this is your practice. Listen to what your body wants to do. Bring the head back to center and then inhale back into table slowly or all the way into downward facing dog. And once you're in downward dog, you can add that plank downward dog flow or add even more of a flow by coming down, doing a whole chaturanga, coming down onto the ground. So listen to your body. If you're choosing to stay stationary, fine. Where your downward dog feels really wonderful. And anytime you like, I like to really bend the right knee deeply, lift up the right heel, and look under the right arm. Pull the left heel down to the ground. And then come up high on the left toes, pull the right heel down, bend the left knee deeply, look under the left arm, and just kind of walk it side to side. Again, child's pose or table and cat and cow is an option, or that flow between plank and downward facing dog. Come back to stillness, to downward dog when you're ready. And then either walk the feet towards the hands or take a little hop, bend the knees, look between the hands, then take a little hop to the front. Pause there for a moment, inhale, arms out to the side, bend the knees, come up to standing, exhale, hands to the chest. Maybe wrap the arms around the rib cage to re-arrive. And if you're not at the front of the mat, step to the front of the mat, inhale up, exhale, dive down this time. Inhale halfway up again, lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Hug the navel in, and again, try not to look forward. It's so habitual to look forward. Exhale back down. Inhale halfway up. Strengthen every muscle in the torso. Only muscles that aren't being used here are the muscles in the arms. Exhale back down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale back down. Bend the knees and then take a big step back with the right foot. Angle the right heel towards the back. Adjust the left heel so it's intersecting the right instep. We're coming into warrior two. So you can bring the hands to the thigh or come all the way up. My feet are kind of slidey today. Turn your hips to the side as best as you can, but make sure your left knee stays over the ankle. Arms straight up from the shoulders, hug the tops of the arm bones in. Your gaze is over your left middle finger. Stay with your breath. And then if you like, add that flow again. Turn the head towards the center. Inhale, arms overhead. If you like, straighten the right knee. Exhale, sink back into that knee bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, back into that knee bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, back into warrior two again. Inhale, arms up. And now bring the right arm alongside the right thigh. Left arm comes over. And then inhale the left arm up. Exhale, sink back into that knee bend. Keep the arms overhead. And then inhale, straighten the left knee. Left arm comes down towards the left thigh. Right arm reaches over. Lift the left arm back up. Sink back into warrior two, keeping the arms overhead. And then coming into that twist. If you like, keep the left knee bent. And as you exhale, wrap the arms around the waist. Inhale, unwind, and exhale, wrap the arms around the other side. And again, stay with your breath, stay with the flow, stay with your strong legs. Arms come overhead and exhale back into warrior two. Your gaze is over your left middle finger. Hug the navel in towards the spine. Breathe. And from here, cartwheel the hands down to either side of the left foot. Pivot onto the right toes. Maybe inch your left foot towards the side a little bit. And then take a big step back with the left foot coming into downward facing dog. If it's better for you to lower the right knee and come into table, feel free to. From downward dog, we're going to come into table to join you. Let's do some more cat and dog tilts. Inhale, heart forward, chin up. Feels so good. Round the spine away from the mat. My body's really craving this movement. Maybe yours is as well. This is a cleansing flow for body, mind, and spirit. Inhale back into table position, and then exhale, pull the hips back towards the heels. Inhale back up into table. See if you can keep your navel hugged into the spine. So you're kind of doing a sit-up with your belly, keeping the belly really tight while you're still deep breathing. So continue coming forward and back. This might be perfect. Or the next time you come forward, let your heart come forward, your hips low, arch the back. You can stay here for a couple of breaths if it feels really good. And when you're ready, hug the navel in and pull the hips back towards the heels. So again, you might just be coming forward and back. This might be perfect. Or if you want to add that little back bend, feel free to. You can also let the heels drift up towards the buttocks. You can stay there for a few breaths or just find what works for your body. When you've had enough of whatever flow you're in, either just forward and back or coming all the way, hammocking the belly down. When you've had enough, then rest in child's pose. Again, you're listening to your body. You're honoring what your body needs to do. If you're ready to come to child's pose, if you like, you can bring the knees wider again. Maybe even it's really nice to make that pillow with the hands for the head. Even if your head can come all the way down, sometimes it just feels really good. Feels like your hands are supporting your head, and it feels like your brain can rest on your hands. When you're ready, come back up into downward facing dog. And once you're in downward dog, you can do that flow between downward dog and plank again. Or like me, you can stay longer in child's pose. Or you can stay stationary in downward facing dog. So take the next few minutes to just do what your body wants to do. Staying with your breath, whatever you're choosing. And whenever you're ready, take your time. When you're ready, then either walk the feet forward or look between your hands, bend the knees and take a little hop into forward fold. Bend the knees, arms out to the sides, push the ground away, exhale, hands to the chest. Maybe wrap the arms around the ribcage. I'm going to turn around so that I'm not going to turn my back to you. And breathe. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Long, active, strong legs, bent knees, hugged in muscles in the whole torso. Breathe. Exhale, back down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Never locking the knees, so keeping the knees a little bit soft. Exhale down. One more. And exhale down. And then take a big step back with the left foot. We're coming into that warrior two. So the right heel is intersecting the left instep. You can keep the hands low, cartwheel them up to the right thigh. When you're ready, then make sure your right knee stays over the ankle. Open the left hip out to the side. Arms straight up from the shoulders. Hug the tops of the arms into the shoulder sockets and look over your right middle finger. We're going to come into that flow again. As you inhale, if you like, straighten the right knee. Fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, sink back. Inhale up. Then exhale, back down. You can turn the head to center as you inhale, as the legs straighten and the arms come overhead, and then turn towards the right fingers. And exhale, back down. And inhale, arms overhead. And as you exhale, bring the left arm towards the left thigh, right arm comes over. And inhale back into bring the left arm up, maybe sink into that right knee a little bit more. And then exhale, bring the right arm, you can straighten the right knee if you like, down. And inhale, both arms up, and then coming into that twist. If it works for you, keep the right knee bent. Exhale, wrap the arms around the rib cage. Inhale, back up, unwind. Exhale, wrap the arms the other way. Inhale, back up. Exhale, wrap. Inhale, up. Stay with your breath. Last time to the left. Coming back into warrior two, arms straight up from the shoulders, gaze over your right middle finger. Cartwheel the hands down to the ground, pivot onto the left toes. Maybe step the left foot out to the side or inch the right foot out to the side so you're not on a tightrope, and then step back into table or downward facing dog. So either step the right foot back or sink the left knee down, step the right foot back, come into table. If you're in downward dog, come back into table. Maybe do some more cat and dog tilts. Inhale back into table position. And then make your way down onto the abdomen again. Bring the arms alongside the legs this time. the forehead, the mouth, or the chin or to the ground, depending on what feels best for your neck. On the next inhale, let both feet float up just an inch or two in the head and chest. So it's someone watching might not even see you lifting anything. Lengthen from the toes to the top of the head. Maybe your arms float up as well. Again, you're not lifting, you're just kind of staying really low, hovering off the mat. Shoulders rolling down through the elbows and down and out through the fingertips. Exhale down onto the ground. Pause for a moment. Let's do that again. Legs float up, chest and head float up. Maybe arms float up. Or lift the thighs a little bit more so the chest and head come up, coming into boat pose. Rocking on the waves of the breath. When your body has had enough, then sink down onto the belly, turn the cheek to the left, and rest, or make a pillow with the hands for the head, whatever feels best for your body. Let out those letting go breaths anytime you like. If you did turn your cheek to one side, you can turn it to the opposite side. And we're going to do that again. Bring the head back to center. If you need to rest longer, feel free to. And again, legs float up just an inch or two. Chest and head floats up. Your gaze is still down. Arms float up. You can stay quite low and stay here, or bend the knees and maybe lift the thighs and the chest now, and arms are reaching back and you're just rocking on the breath. Or you can reach the hands back for the ankles, and then don't let the knees come out to the side. So if you can't reach your ankles, then just let the arms hover and breathe. So I'm going to model not holding my ankles. When you've had enough, again, sink down onto the belly, turn the cheek to the opposite side. If you like, bend the knees, windshield wiper, feet side to side. If your cheek is turned to the other side, to one side, turn the cheek to the other side. And then from here, roll onto one side. So you're gonna just lie on your side. You can bring the bottom arm down under the ear. Bring the top arm in front of the chest like a kickstand. Imagine you're lengthening your whole body. So you're pressing out through the soles of the feet, and you're imagining you're standing on an invisible wall on the side. And then lift your top leg up just a little bit. Lift the bottom leg just a little bit. Chest and head might come up. You can stay here, or bring the top arm up like a sail, and you're probably wobbling like me, side to side. Stay with your breath. This is side boat pose, or a version of side plank. I'm not really sure, but it feels you're strengthening the side muscles that don't get very much action, and just stay with your breath. Allow the wobbles and the shakes. You can always bring the top arm back down to keep you grounded a little bit more. When you've had enough, then sink down onto the belly again. Roll onto the belly. And then I'm going to turn around, so I'm not turning my back to you, but you can just roll onto the other side. So your bottom arm is kind of making a pillow for the ear. The top arm is making a kickstand. You're getting long by pressing through the soles of the feet. So not the toes, but the soles of the feet, like you're actually standing on an invisible side wall. Again, lift the top leg a little bit, lift the bottom leg a little bit. So not up high, just let them come up a little bit. Lift the chest and head a little bit, but keep your neck neutral. You can keep the hand, I'm already wobbling, keep the top hand down or bring the arm up like a sail. And then imagine you're really blowing in the wind and you're breathing. Try not to torque your neck, so I keep adjusting my neck so I'm not finding any pain in my neck. Stay here as long as you like. When you've had enough, then roll down onto the belly and rest on your belly in Advasana. Pillow for the hands with the head or turn the cheek to one side. And if you want to do some cobra or upward facing dog instead of resting, feel free to. If you want to come into downward dog and plank and downward dog, feel free to. Listen to your body. If you haven't turned your cheek to the opposite side, feel free to. When you're ready, come back up into table or all the way into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Step or jump into forward fold. Bend the knees deeply, sweep the arms out to the sides, come up. Exhale, hands to the chest, shake it out a moment. And we're going to play with King Dancer for our balance pose today. So keeping the, maybe bringing the hands to the hips. Find a drishti point, a focal point on the wall or the floor. And then switch the weight to the left foot, lift the right heel up, come onto the right toes. You can stay here and just play with your balance today, or bring the right leg behind you, reach for the right ankle with the right hand, and then maybe the left arm comes forward and you're coming into this balancing shape. You could be next to the wall, you could be wobbly like I am, and breathe. This is a great place to take solace in your breath. When you're ready, come back to mountain pose. Maybe hold your belly in your hands and side out. I'm going to turn towards you for the next one. Hands to the hips. Lift the left heel. Soften the right knee. And then bring the left leg behind you. If that works for you, if you'd rather do a different balance pose, feel free to. Find a focal point. Keep the right knee, the standing knee soft. Maybe the right arm comes forward and you're breathing. You're trying to keep your shoulders even with each other, your hips even with each other, and you're also staying with your breath. Let the breath and the ground support you. When you've had enough, then come back to standing. Hold your belly in your hands. Shake it out. And then make your way all the way down onto your back. We're just going to do a couple more before final relaxation. So final relaxation, the best part is in sight. Make your way down onto the back. Once you're on your back, just let yourself arrive. Feel the earth supporting you. If you like, bring the knees into the chest and come into happy baby. Bend the knees deeply and just kind of rock side to side on your lower back. You might turn the head side to side. And then bring the knees together. Hug the knees in. Sometimes it feels good to lift the head and bring the forehead towards the knees and then bring the head back down. Keep the knees hugged in, bring the arms out to the sides. You might rock the knees just a little bit to the right and tuck the left shoulder blade under. And then rock the knees a little bit to the left, tuck the right shoulder blade under, so the shoulder blades are coming toward each other. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, let your knees drift toward the right, head looks to the left. Inhale, knees and head back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Side to side at your own pace. Don't let your shoulders come up off the mat. So the backs of your arms, the backs of your shoulders stay grounded, and just the knees come side to side. They're probably hovering like mine, so you're not bringing your knees all the way down if your shoulders come up. Come back to center, hug the knees in. We're going to do a little bit of ab work. Bring the arms alongside the hips, and then keeping the knees hugged in, and then rock the hips side to side. Let the thumbs come under the base of the buttocks to press the lower back down into the ground, and then coming into water wheel, start to let your legs churn like the water wheel of an old mill. And you're staying with your breath. You can reverse the circles. Feel free to rest if your body says it's time to rest. You can reverse again if you're still hanging in there. If you're ready to rest, please honor that. Then you can reverse again if that feels good for you, or drop out when you're ready. When you've had enough, you can bring the knees into the chest, and then maybe bring the feet down and just pause for a moment. And so now take the next 5 minutes to do anything else your body wants to do to complete your practice. So you might like to do eye of the needle pose, crossing one ankle and then reaching between the legs, or I'm going to guide bridge. If there's something else your body would rather do, feel free to do that. A very simple inversion is just dead bug, letting them float up off the mat. If you want to join me in bridge, bend the knees, bring the feet a comfortable distance from the buttocks. Maybe use your fingers and find the middle of your buttocks, and then line your heels up with the middle of your buttocks with the sits bones. Keep the knees over the ankles, press down into the feet, and lift the hips up. Press the belly up to the sky. Make sure the knees aren't splaying out to the side, so the knees stay pressed down. You can stay upright, or you can slowly come back down into bridge wave. So listen to your body, either moving up and down as slowly as you can. Exhale down. Or if you're choosing to stay lifted in bridge, stay there. You can even interlace the fingers. You can walk the shoulders under to make that upper body bridge. Pull the knuckles of the hands towards the knees. Keep pressing the hips and the thighs up to the sky. And listen to your body. When your body says that's enough, you can slowly, with control, come back down. Once your hips have landed, pause for a moment to arrive, and then bring the knees into the chest. I like to make circles with the knees, or I like to actually cross the ankles, hold on to the big toes, and then circle the knees to massage the lower back. So just a couple more minutes to finish up your practice. If you are finished, then make your way into final relaxation. Not if you're finished, when you're finished, come into final relaxation. So final relaxation is just lying on your belly. I mean, you can lie on your belly if you like, it's fine. Or lie on your back, like I'm modeling. I recommend, unless you have no lower back issues, that you keep the knees bent and bring a pillow or some support under the knees. If you have no lower back issues, you can stretch long. But for most people, it's gonna be beneficial to keep the knees bent. If you want to take a really wonderful pose of release, then bring the feet wider, let the knees rest against each other. Bring your hands to your belly and take Shavasana this way if you like. You can bring your arms out to the side. So just find the position that feels most comfortable for you right now. And I'm going to, so if you've come up because I came up, come back down and find your comfortable Shavasana. I should have warned you, right? So I'm going to do your Shavasana in a seated position so I can guide you through it. But feel free to stay down. Maybe next time I'll guide Shavasana from lying down because it's really yummy for me as well. We just have a tradition here at Salisbury Yoga of me reading a poem during Shavasana. That's why I'm coming up to sitting. Allow your body to sink into the ground. If it's helpful, take several exaggerated inhales and sigh out. Do that several times if you like. I'm the queen of the sighs. I just think it feels so delicious. And then just allow your breath. Allow your whole body to be supported by the ground, by the earth. Imagine your whole body being caressed by the breath. Your breath is always with you. Your breath is your trusted friend, your life partner. Allow the earth to hold you so your breath can fill you. That comes from Jillian Pransky, my favorite yoga teacher. Let the earth hold you so your breath can fill you. The more you release into the ground, into the earth, the more your breath has room to explore. You might notice that the deeper you let go onto the ground, the easier the breath comes. You're not efforting the breath, you're just allowing the breath. Notice if you can soften expression off your face. And here is the poem I'm going to read you today by Dana Folds from Go In and In. A life of truth walks the edge between ease and effort. There's nothing you must do to win approval. No list of saintly acts to tick off one by one. No required deprivations. Say yes to life. And you are blessed with countless opportunities to choose wholeness over fragmentation. You need but a knock for doors to open wide. Ask, and you are filled with a presence so vast that all the words in your personal lexicon amount to nothing in its silence. Stop seeking long enough to receive the spirit that's within you now. Just be your truest self. And the voice you've longed to hear will speak through you now. Release your grip on limitation, and possibilities roll out like endless ocean waves. And all you have to do is kick off your shoes and run barefoot in the sand. Relax even more. No place to go, just be here now with your breath on the floor, receiving the benefits of your yoga practice. Allow the earth to support you completely. Allow the breath to wash you from the inside out. Relax the palms of the hands and the fingers, the abdomen, the belly, the buttocks, the thighs. Let all the muscles in the face drain down towards the ground. So your whole head is lying on the ground. The shoulders, the collarbones, the shoulder blades, the shoulders are lying on the ground. Arms heavy, legs heavy, torso heavy. Let go even more. Stay as long as you like. I'm going to leave you. But please stay in your Shavasana longer if you can. And I'm just going to wish you well, bid you farewell, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. I honor the light that lives within you always. Be well.